All right, gang. So what we're doing here on the YouTube side is I am just setting up an Amazon live feed, and it's about to pop. It just takes a second for it to catch on the stream. I see it's already live on YouTube, but now I'm gonna press go live on Amazon. Mm. Alrighty then. Here we are doing this Amazon live type thing. I did want to come in real quick and show off some of the mobile content gear that I am getting myself situated to go on this here trip. And I'm going to be doing a lot of content, right? So it's Social Media Marketing World is a big conference I'm going to, and in the process of doing that, I want to be able to show off some of this gear that I'm putting together because I just think it will help out a lot of people even if you're not traveling. I think even as gear for just being around and having to shoot a lot of content quickly, some of this stuff is going to help you out a bit. All right. So let me show you some of the things that I have just been working on. And I think it'll make a lot more sense if I can show you rather than just talk about it. But yes, again, we're looking for gear that I'm going to be using for a traveling event, but I think just good for gear in general because it is quick and it's agile. The key element to making content is quick and agile. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into some of this. Oi! Someone knocking things on the floor. All right, so I got my little travel tripod here. Everybody has lots of things. Travel tripod is one of those things you kind of got to pick what you're going to pick. But I want to show you my rig situation. Okay? So let me press this little button real quick and then pop this off. That little quick thing I just pulled off, it'll make a lot more sense in like a brief second. So what I'm showing you real quick is I have my cage for my camera, right? In this case, this particular phone is actually running the stream right now. And so what I probably need to do is make it so that it never goes to sleep. Otherwise, we're going to have ourselves a problem. So let me go into settings real quick and tell it to stop sleeping every couple of minutes because every time I pick it up, I got to unlock it. And yeah, that's just obnoxious. All right, so let's do this real quick. So this particular thing that I am showing you, how you guys doing over here? I am showing you this is the small rig video rig for iPhone. Now, what I really like about this particular rig is that you can bring this knob up and down to fit various phones, right? So if I want to put in my phone, all I got to do is expand this little knob right here to get the case to be as big as you can and drop it in. This particular case doesn't fit in with the body, so I do have to take the phone out of the case in order to get it to catch, but I'll do that real quick. Luckily, these cases are super simple to put on and off, and then you just drop it in the cage like such, and maybe it's better to place it instead of drop it, but you know, is what it is. So now I can go back to here, and then so I have my phone in my cage, right? Super simple, right? What's really cool about this is I have enough room that I can put my DJI microphone right here, which I'll show you guys in a second. So I can put my microphone right here, and I am able to get audio for myself. This one, as you can see, the microphone is facing towards me. Because the DJI mic comes in two pairs, the other portion is facing outward. My phone is in the cage. I have a nice sturdy grip. This sturdy grip allows you to have better shots, right? Because you got a nice sturdy grip, right? And you can do a little Dutch angles. I can shoot verticals real easy, you know, even holding it like such. Verticals are super simple to do, but it's a nice grip. What's good about this is I have it set up so that this is all parallel. So when I sit this bad boy on the table, it stands up. It stands up on its own. It doesn't require me to do anything. I can just pop it on the table and go with it. Now, what I added to the bottom, so again, that's this particular grip here. And the funny thing is, again, the phone that I'm using to show, I should have brought my other phone out of its case because I need to use this phone to run the stream. It's just the way Amazon works. So that is this phone that's in the carousel right now. On the side, I am using the side handles that are also available on there. If you look at the small rig cage, you'll also see the side handles, right? All right, so that's in there. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. Mr. Todd said, will it attach to a tripod? Right? Why, yes. So this is one of the cool things about this particular cage is there are quarter 20 holes. Let me go from the top. There are quarter 20 holes just about everywhere on this thing. So this one actually made it in super tight. There's 3 quarter 20 holes right here on the top. There's 3 quarter 20 holes right here on the bottom that's being covered up by this plate. And there's 3 quarter 20 holes here, 1, 2, 3, which I'm using to hold the handles and on both sides. So you got quarter 20 holes all over this thing. Also on the back plate, you'll see there's 4 more quarter 20 holes. So you got lots of mounting options here. I have this nugget in pretty tight because you'll see why I put that up there in just a split second. So let me go over and talk a little bit about this microphone situation that I got set up here. And this is my DJI mic, which I'm putting up on the cell right now. So the DJI mic, again, it comes in this dope little box, right? I love this box because it's a charging case. When you open this bad boy here, you'll see this is the receiver. And with the receiver, I would just, in this particular setup, put the iPhone adapter on. There's also a USB-C adapter for the people that are Android oriented. You just push it all the way down, has to be flush. That's important. And then I could just pop it into my little phone over here. Let me do myself a favor and not break anything. I'm going to slightly slide my phone to give it room to plug in. And once it's in place, I can push my phone back to where I want it and then tighten it down. And then bam, now we got the whole setup, right? So there's my mics. I just have it on mute right now. Let me unmute it just so you can see that it does operate. I have the world's chunkiest fingers, so this display is really cool, but not for me. I love this microphone. It is amazing, but I swear I have the hardest time with the little screen in my humongous fingers. So I should probably set that before I plug it back in. Most people love it. I find that it's accurate. It works good, but it's just if you're doing it at an odd angle or something, I find that I'm better off doing it by hand and then coming back to it. But yeah, that's just it. So I'm gonna just restart it real quick so that way it'll just work. What's cool about this, when you take them out of the charging case, they do automatically turn on. And you can also set the microphones to automatically record. I was doing something crazy yesterday, messing around with my brother. And yeah, that's what that was. Because I had that in there, I had it set where it was basically not picking up. I had it set to block out these touches. It's a type of lock situation so that you don't accidentally hit it and do something crazy. So what I'm going to have to do to reset this is put these back in the box and then they'll work. Anyway, so to Todd's point, yes, you can absolutely put them on a tripod, which I'll show you in just a split second. So what I did by resetting it in the box, you'll see now both of these are catching. So if I want, I can put the adapter on. I'm pretty positive DJI wants you to turn this off before you put the adapter on. I haven't had a problem, so I've always left it, but you might not want to do that. Okay? So we're going to leave that go and then put this in. And Amazon is telling me to stop messing with this before I mess around and break the stream. That's what Amazon is telling me on my phone. Let me make sure I log in again before we lose stream action. Uh-oh. Oh, this is why you shouldn't use the phone that you're using. Look, Amazon straight logged itself out. Hopefully it doesn't break the stream, but let me log in real quick just in case to protect my face. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, it's getting stuck. This might be bad. This might be bad. In which case, I would just leave it alone. And we'll just do it with it what we're doing. Oh, God, Amazon, do not do this. Anyway, so we put this back where I had it. And I'll put my microphones back in here. Again, I use one going forward and one going backwards. So that way one talks to me and one talks to the other person. Now, to Todd's question about the tripod, let me go ahead and show what that is. Okay? So, I love this case because everything's in the box. You don't got to go looking for all these different pieces. They just be where they're at. On the bottom of this cage, I have placed this super cool thing that I just got from Yolanzi, and it's in the carousel, but right now, because of the app, I can't jump back to it. So that's kind of silly, but this is it. Let me place this down so it doesn't fall and make a lot of noise. This is Yolanzi hummingbird clips. Yolanzi hummingbird clips are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay, let me move this out the way. So there's a tiny little clip. Let me give you a size reference so that you can see, right? There's a American quarter for Keely and my other Canadian friends. I don't know how you're going to reference that. It's the size of a loon. I think, is that the right word? Anyway, so it's the American quarter. So you'll see right there. It is tiny, bruh. Super tiny. What's dope about these, because I am going to be using these with action camera game, is I can piece these out and you got standard action camera hookups, right? And then you can squeeze this little button right here and slide this guy out, right? So that allows you to have a nice little quick release. Okay, Todd? So now you starting to catch. I think I said it right. Keely says I said it right. Okay, cool. All right, so also, like, they give you this cool little extra key, and you use that for tightening the bottom plate to whatever you're tightening it to. So if you look at the bottom of my action cam here, you just use this little key to tighten it up. Super cool, super dope. So now what I'm gonna do, Todd, and you'll see I have one here on the bottom, but I am also going to attach one to the top. Now I need to get a couple of, you remember in school we had reinforcements? I need to get a couple of reinforcements to put under because I want it to stop here. So my trick for that is I'm gonna literally just take some paper washers, AKA reinforcements, or I might have some little cardboard washers around here. I'm just gonna add that in here to give it a little nubbin. I could also maybe stuff a little piece of Q-tip cotton all the way down in the bottom because I want it to land sideways, but you'll see why. And so I'll go ahead and I'm going to over tighten this in this particular case just so you can see what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to adjust it later. So if I press that, move this out the way, I'm going to be able to take my action cam and pop it right on the top here. Yeah, I'm going to have to reset this up. So when I do my shot, it's basically going to be like this. So I have the 360 camera shooting always, right? And I'll have the phone down here picking up shots. So I got a good perfectly set up shot. The dope thing about the Insta360 is and that's in the carousel too, if I need to shoot vertical, I don't have to adjust anything on the Insta360. I can just let it be like that. It's going to look a little odd. Let me show you guys the regular view. It's going to look a little odd like this. And again, I don't have this all the way tightened, so let me just do it so I don't break something. I'm going to fix it so that it fits exactly how I want it. But the Insta360 wouldn't even matter, even if I had it shot sideways like this to the Insta360. This is a normal shot, right? So I can shoot vertical content like such, right, with the phone plopped in there. I can shoot vertical content. Oh, you know what you do, Doc. Put the baby phone in. It'll make more sense. I just want you to see the whole visual. So let me slap this baby phone in here real quick. Baby phone, my baby phone. All right, so boom. I got my content. I'm shooting. I got my regular horizontal content. If I slap my 360 on the top, even sideways like this, I can take that footage in the Insta360 editor and generate that 9:16 vertical content without constantly having to flip my phone. But if I wanted to shoot it pure on my phone for some reason, IG Live, whatever, I can set this bad boy up like this. I can take this other handle here and hold it like such, or add another quarter 20 byte down here so I can, mount it to something. Swiss arm, which I have. I'll show you in a second. I can go like this. This will still shoot perfectly fine video. So when I do it, it won't be like that. It'll be actually like this, which will be even better. But what's going to happen is I am not missing anything. The B-roll that goes with that shot, I don't have to stop my flow and shoot more B-roll. I can just pull B-roll off the Insta360 because it's always the right angle. That's the whole point of having the Insta360. It's always the right angle. Let me say it again for the people in the back. The 360 is gold. You're shooting an entire circle at all times. So if I need to see, like say I'm talking about the conference and, I'm like, oh, and, Keely's over there talking to a bunch of people about Discord. I don't have to stop and spin the camera around. I can pull the B-roll shot of Keely talking to a group of people about Discord directly from here and mix it with the iPhone footage in my Final Cut timeline. With Final Cut and Premiere, I can even set up a multicam timeline so they're already in the right time and space because they're synchronized by audio, but I could just click to the different camera angles and it's all going to match. Now, another opportunity that you can do with this bad boy is instead of, say, putting that there on the top, now you can see, hold on, Todd. Now you can see the extra holes I got in there. So instead of that particular opportunity, if I wanted to, again, I could take another clamp, which is like this, for a phone, right? So that's a standard issue phone holder. That's the small rig guy. I believe it's also in the carousel. Sorry, guys, I can't switch carousels right now because the app is stuck, but we're just going to ignore that and keep working. I could take this particular one, right? Move the microphones to the bottom, which is going to mess up my flat lie, but it'll work. I could take the other additional microphone, place it here on the bottom, and then take this particular one and mount it in the hole here. The small rig cage is versatile. The dope part, number one, remember, this is not just an iPhone cage. I'm using it with an iPhone 14 Pro Max, but it's universal, right? So I can stick any phone in here. Now what's in here is an iPhone 12, right? So I can go like that. And then now I got my vertical content. Let me flip it over. It makes more sense to people. I got my vertical content shot. I got my landscape content shot. So even if you don't own the Insta360, if you got multiple phones or for your temporary shoots, just, you're on vacation, you're not talking on your phone that much anyway. Take the phone from the partner or the spouse and Be like, let me, shoot some stuff with it real quick while I do this. And you can shoot your vertical content and your horizontal content simultaneously. So again, the pieces I'm rocking, small rig universal cage. It's in the carousel. Again, sorry I can't flip carousels right now. I am rocking the 2 small rig handles for this said cage. I'm rocking the DJI microphone so I can get good sound. And whether you're doing interviews or not, the one advantage to this setup, if I had one microphone facing fore and one microphone facing aft to get nautical on you for a second, I could even put that together to get a decent ambience of what that place sounded like in real time, because you're shooting microphone, not just directional, right? And then I have a regular phone down here, or just whatever. In this case, it's an iPhone 12 Pro, right? With my name on the back. And then on the top, I have my 14 Pro Max, right? So all of this fits. And this case doesn't weigh that much. This is pretty light. If you don't, say, have 2 iPhones, how can you still do this same look without 2 iPhones, right? Oh, listen, you could even pull double crooks, right? So one is going live, one is recording. There's just so many options with this setup. There's also a hot shoe on the top. So if I wanted, I could actually put this extra mic up here for safety, right? There's a bunch of different ways you can rig this. That's why I love these setups, right? That's exactly why I love these setups. So I'm going to pull this back off. And if you do what I did and crank this so tight that I have a hard time coming off, on the bottom of the small rig handles, there's a Allen key hiding in there. So what you can do, you just put the Allen key in the hole and give it a little twirl. And of course, this Allen key don't fit that hole, but I got extras. It fits the other sides, but it doesn't fit this. So it fits these, as you can see. The Allen key fits in there, so you can use it as a fulcrum. But luckily, I got extra ones. Ooh, sorry about that. That'll help you loosen that up just a taste, all right? So let me show you one more setup, just in case. Let's just say, just in case you still was trying to figure this out, but you don't have another iPhone, but you got a GoPro or some other type of action cam. I was going to save it for this mount, but I could take this action cam off, right, and mount it right here using the same Ulanzi type setup that I was showing you, because you'll see if I take this out, this particular cage, it comes with a piece that mounts to the bottom to give you back that 1/4-20. So again, by mounting this back on the top, I could just mount the action cam up there. So you got a bunch of different looks. And again, the action cam look would come off a little bit like this here, right? So again, super simple, very easy. This cage is amazing because of all of the holes in that they have in there to give you lots and lots of options. So I'm going to put this back on my tripod because that's how I have it set up and ready to rock. Where is that last microphone? Why, he's crazy. There it is. Let me put this here. Boom. And then I'm going to show you Mr. Todd, because Todd asked. Here's my tripod. It's literally a matter of, and now we're in there like swimwear. Now it's perfectly set up on the tripod. Make sure you hear the click sound, because if you don't, it's not all the way in. You just want to make sure it's all the way in there. There you go. Now it's all good in the hood. But yeah, that's my tripod when I want to set it down, and it gives me so much opportunities to get shots. Not a bad look. I mean, if I wanted to, I could even add light. You know, I personally don't like adding light like that out in the field. I like my light to be on a separate situation, but I could easily, with screws, mount the light right here. Can mount the light dead center with a little standoff or a Swiss handle. Give you more angle choice for the light. You know what I'm saying? The other thing cool about mounting like a Swiss arm up there on the top. Let me show you the Swiss arm in case I did say I would show you that. In case somebody here don't know exactly what one is. Let me grab one out the drawer. This is one. This one happens to have a clamp on the bottom, but if I took it off of this particular clamp, I can mount this directly to the top of the cage, which would give me more versatility for the light or the action cam, right? So if I want to throw the action cam on and give myself a little space to move around or get creative with angles, you know what I mean? You can do all of that too. So super easy setup, kind of dope, right? And yeah, just make your whole job easier. With the cage alone, actually, let me go back one more again. I'm gonna pull this out. I got a smaller cage for those people who are like, that's a little bit much. I'm not that crazy. Let me take this off of this tripod. This is a Mantis pod. Also in the carousel, again, I can't switch carousels on Amazon Live because my app froze, but here's a Mantis pod. This guy is legit dope, right? So you can just open the feet out like such. Yeah, open. There you go. Open the feet out like such. This gives you a cool little Mantis thing. The reason why they call it that is it's designed so that you can hang this off of something. So if you have a fence or a wall, you put the little hook here, you put the feet here, and then you just, adjust this top accordingly so you can hang this whole setup. You know what I mean? If you need some stability, put it against your chest and walk around like this and give you a little bit of stability, right? So this is the Mantis pod. It's also a great thing. This is the small rig, not universal. This cage is actually made for the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So this is the exactly thing. The Ulanzi, good question. Tech in the City H&L. It took me a second to process that, Jim. Yes, it comes with one. I bought 4 of them because I was like, yo, these are going to come in handy. I bought 4 of them, like legit, super cool. Anyway, so Mantis Pod is just super cool. Great little handle situation for shooting vlogs. Got to get yourself in the shot like this. I added the small rig handle with the remote, which is in the carousel, to this particular setup. And that is so that if you just want to keep it light and small, you're a tiny person, you're Aubrey, right? You don't got a lot of extra heft, right? You could just hold this and do the same thing. Good content, vertical, much more stable than this, right? So this is solid. This has a start-stop button. You basically pair this with your Bluetooth, start and stop button, and has a USB to charge it. So this is keeping it light and small if you're trying to be a little bit more diminutive about your setup. Okay? What I'm going to do is take this off of here, and I'm going to actually add the Ulanzi capture plate to the PGY Tech, aka Mantis Pod, to make my job a little bit easier, because then I can just switch setups. So if I put this plate on the bottom here, I can throw this phone onto that tripod real quickly, and then I can take that whole setup and put it on this tripod real quickly, because instead of using this plate, you're going to add the Ulanzi catcher to that plate, right? So if I take this Ulanzi catcher, take this screw out, put this plate on, now I'll connect this to the PJY Tech. I can move this will fit on the small PJY Tech tripod. This will fit on a small PGY Tech tripod. The iPhone or the other iPhone will fit on the 3-meter stick. I probably wouldn't put the phones up there. They're a little heavy for that. But you see, by using these Hummingbirds, you can switch gear real quick. So if I were to take the Hummingbird off the rig and I just want to go back to 360 and like a boss, I just pop it on there and it's good to go. So these little bad boys are dope. I have the bigger versions, but for this particular setup, it doesn't work because the 360 will see it, right? So keeping it like mad small like that. You know what I mean? Okay. The bigger version is more of a regular size. Let me take this back off. But wait, there's more. There is more. Stop rolling. Okay. So with this clamp here, I could add this to this. I need to put a stopper wheel in, which I have in my drawer, but it comes with the stopper wheel. So you could take something like this, tighten it up, and then clamp this onto a fence pole, a bike, a table, whatever. So that's where super clamps come in. And this is what the little stopper thing looks like. You know what I mean? So you can take the super clamp, and I could clamp this directly to my microphone stand right now. You know what I'm saying? So this is why you get into your Swiss arm game. And all right, cool. All right, let me just check on you guys real quick. Yep. I love making it travel light. Dude, yes, that small rig cage this is the whole case where it's automatic, Brent. So you missed the other rig, which is on this tripod, which is just the universal. The universal is dope because it accepts just about any phone. This one is made specifically for the 13 Pro Max. So I like both, and I cannot lie. I like both, but the one advantage to the universal is like, again, if you check out my setup now, right? I got DJI mic for me, DJI mic for the interviewee, camera popped in the center, Falcon quick release plate so I can get it off and go where I gotta go. When I gotta bring it back and keep it stationary, pop it right back on. And then this extra Falcon plate mounts up to the top so that I could put my Insta360 on the top. You know what I mean? And then by throwing the Insta360 on the top or a GoPro or something of that nature, or even another iPhone, I can get multiple shots at one crack. You know what I'm saying? So if I pull this down, drop it down here, slap the other iPhone on the top, I can do vertical content and horizontal content simultaneously. Bam. Vertical content and horizontal content simultaneously. You know what I'm saying? Like, this universal is more universal. The one that's built for it allows you to compact your setup a little bit. So I kind of like both. They're both fairly amazed. So let me move some of this stuff out the way. Right now, this used to be my favorite Manfrotto Pixies, and then I upgraded to the slightly bigger Manfrotto Pixie Extra, which is cool, but best dope little tripods is Mantis Pi because it can do everything. This thing is incredible. Anyway, so move that out the way, move this here out the way. I keep these in my pocket when I travel so you can check your camera level. Crooked shots are whack. Yes, you can fix it in post, but why? Just carry the tiny little spirit level in your pocket. And it fits in the hot shoe plate for round about everything. So I got the quick reader for the Insta360 to get the data out faster, and I have the mic adapter that I was going to use to connect the DJI mic to the Insta360, but I've come to the conclusion that syncing in Final Cut and Premiere is so fast nowadays, I don't even really have to rig it like that. I can just shoot the audio directly into the body of the DJI mic and sync it up in post because on an M2 processor, it's ignorant fast. So it doesn't even require all of those machinations. Okay, one more thing to add is I have been hyping its praises since like last year when I went to Seattle. But if you got to generate content and you're trying to step your content creation game up, nothing's better than the Insta360. Nothing. For Diego, no. I will carry the tubes. I will carry 2 of the nanlite tubes in my suitcase because I always do. And I'll carry the one nanlite I just showed you, with me because I always do, but not for shooting. I don't like to shoot with fake light unless it's a big light, because this is going to sound crazy and a little bougie. And since Jared is here, maybe Jared can answer the question too. If you're going to light a shot, light it. If you're not going to light a shot, or you're going to come with a little bitly light, you're better to just use the camera's low light setting and call it a day. Like, this is going to sound weird. Kind of half butting a light makes it look worse than having no light, I think, with modern cameras. This is me. I might be crazy. I'm curious what Jared says. But yeah, I think when you have a light, it's not that dope. Anyway, so let's see. Jem said, would you trust your Sony on that Ulanzi? My Sony ZV-1, all day. It can do it. My Sony ZV-E10, long as the angle doesn't get out of hand. My Sony A7 IV, heck no. No way. Not any chance whatsoever. Right? I don't know how fast I could pull it up. I also don't know the legalities of pulling it up on Amazon. But if you do a search under Sidney Diangzong and you look for his talking about the Amran color light tubes, there's shots of myself, Jared, and Sidney at a cliff in San Diego, Sunset Cliff. Wow, I just pulled that out of my face. And there's no extra lighting. That's just what the camera does. And we're talking sunset, dark kind of sunset. Like, we needed to use a light to make sure we put all of our stuff in our bags on the way out. Modern cameras shoot really well in low light. So having that hot spot of people with a little tiny light in your face, it's too harsh. These are good because you can dim them a little bit. They don't have to be too nuts. But I find that in most cases, it's a little bit like, this isn't bad, but modern low light, and again, I got to get this at a distance and high. Modern low light cameras do good enough on their own. It don't need that. You know what I'm saying? So I would use this more for the accent, right? The accent of having a little color, right? And then take the shot. You know what I mean? That accent is more cute than the attempting to replace a grown folks light. Okay. Anyway, and that's what I take them for. I take them for accents for when I got to shoot in the hotel. What was I going to show? Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. Baby, let's get this bad boy out. Because I have been telling y'all, hands down, nothing touches the Insta360, this guy, or the next one over here. This is the One RS. My One RS is a twin mode, so it does have the 360 module. It's just in the drawer behind me. But I tend to use it in the standard flat lens, 4K lens they call it, profile. And the Insta360 X3 is my favorite camera that I own right now, because when it comes to generating content, bro, the speed at which I can generate content with this bad boy right here. You know what I'm saying? Boom. It's amazing. Any recommendations on a monitor setup to use the front camera on your iPhone as a vlogging camera in 4K? Yes, Apple Watch. That's it. Yes, super, super simple. And again, I don't know if I can show you right now because my app is stuck, but if you go into your Apple Watch and you wake this bad boy up, there is a mode in here. Bam. This will show you what your camera sees. And then if I look, it's looking, my camera's looking at something. Oh. Look, I'm going to look at myself for a second. Oi, stop pressing buttons. It's kind of hard to make this stand up straight while I pull my sleeve up. Don't fall. 1 second. Sorry. Look at my sleeve. Look at my watch. Now look at me looking at me. That's all you need. Look at your watch. Set this bad boy up on a tripod. Look at your watch. Make sure your dome is in the center. Press the record button. As you can see, it's recording right now, right? So let me start this recording. Got my framing squared away. And they were like, hey, this is me, Doc Rock. I am coming from Spearmint Rhino. We about to look. Never mind. Anybody who knows what Spearmint Rhino is, shame on yourself. And then just press stop. That's it. And then so if you look at the video, I mean, it's good. It's all good. Apple Watch is the key. You know what I'm saying? Apple Watch will even run my Insta360. So if I come over here and look for the little sunshine bubble, which I keep forgetting where I put it. I know it's in here somewhere. Sunshine bubble, where did I hide you? Oh my goodness. Why can't I find? Oh, there it is. It's right there. If I press the little sunshine bubble, it wants to run my Insta360. So if I pull this off here and I wake this Mary up, Mary, wake up. Right? Boom. I mean, it's better to be at Rhino than Glitter Gush. Yo, what's up, Ryan? What's up, little brother? Yo, you guys, big ups to my man, Ryan. So you see, there's my Insta360 right now. And then if I wake up this here watch and then tell it to reconnect, boom, it's connected, right? And there's it's just letting me know about my GPS. So I'll say while I'm using the app. And so, yeah, I can start and stop my Insta360. I'm going to rotate it upside down just so you can see the light. Notice the light color is blue right there. If I say record, it starts recording. So even for the Insta360, you can use that watch as it was on photo mode, ding dong. But anyway, you can use your Insta360 as your thing. Now, again, thank you, Yoga Fish. I appreciate you because you popped over to the old Amazon Live side. I am just doing some Amazon Live testing. So, kind of appreciate it if everybody would jump over to the Amazon Live side and then, follow and press. I got to get those Amazon Live followers up so that I can do more of these cool streams. Anyway, so yeah, you'll see the watch is fantastic. And so many people who don't create content be poo-pooing the Apple Watch. And that's like, because they ain't doing nothing cool. Anyway, so let me show you these right here. These are just dope. These are dope. Hey, Donald, nice to meet you, bro. This thing is so strong. It ain't coming disconnected. However, you give it a little 90-degree twist, and then it's loose. So more than just magnets, which, by the way, work really good. I can magnet that bad boy right there. It ain't going nowhere. The magnets are strong, right? The magnets are super good. I can, ooh, that's loud. I can magnet it right there. Works good with the car. This little rubber mat that's in here, is designed so you don't scratch up your Miracle Whip. Right? Nobody want to see no scratches in the Miracle Whip. So you put the little mat down and then you hit this bad boy on and then now it's magneted to your car. Then in order to make sure the camera don't come off, you place it in here like this and you give it a 90-degree twist. Now it's in there like swimwear. These little locks are holding it in place. So this is the snap mount. Snap mount, again, is in the carousel. Sorry, people on Amazon who are used to this. I can't switch carousels right now because the app froze on my phone. But, we're going to make it work. It's all in the carousel. You're in the right spot. If you see something in the cell you like, slide through. Pick something. Anyway, so you just screw this on. Again, I love this for the action cams. Now, here's what's dope. You could take this in here and connect it to your selfie stick. You could connect it to a tripod like I spoke on earlier, and then go from mounted to your clothes to mounted to a stick, right? So I could take this back plate. Here's a back plate. You'll see that they stick together. Do they ever? So what I'm going to do is reach into the old breasty pocket here. Put this about like right there. Just kind of cover up that logo. Bam, in there. So now I got my chest mounted shot. This is a flat camera. If I throw the 360 on here, it doesn't even matter how straight. You don't got to spend hours tweaking how straight it is if I put the 360 mount on, because that stuff is just in post. It's easily fixable. You know what I'm saying? So got it like this. I can have this running, right? Still got my camera running, right? Running, gunning with my phone, whatever. This is just glorious, right? So this is super dope. Now, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. I ain't tried it yet, but let's see. I'm about to ruin a good hat. I don't like wrinkling my hats. I'm weird like that, but yes, it does work. It does work. I don't want to mess up my hat too much, but depending on the type of headwear you got, you could actually throw it in there too. Ooh, I'm not wrinkling up my hat for no Amazon stream. This is not how I roll. Anyway, so snap mounts are great. I'm showing it with an Insta360. It does work with all the action cameras. Matter of fact, if your phone is light enough, you can probably use a phone mount. Actually, they show it off on their site with a phone mount just to move your phone from different type of connections. So snap mount can put your phone on your dashboard so you can, like be there. But these magnets are strong, so when you're messing with them, be careful not to pinch your fingers. My favorite thing for me as a wood shop type of guy, I can just mount it to my old tool. You can't see that. I can just mount it to the tool chest. You know what I'm saying? I can run shots off of any of my equipment that I use in the wood shop. If I want to take videos of the CNC, doink, just throw it up there. Table saw, joiner, whatever. So anybody that's into like any type of work where you can put this guy on, this magnet thing is everything. Right? Right? So true. Dude, funny story about Pops. When I was doing the wedding last week, at the end of the wedding, the rainbow popped out. And I was like, Toph, man, Dad showed up to say what he had to say. So it was crazy. Like, it was completely beautiful the whole time. Everything was everything. At the very end, when I was taking their pictures for their, wedding announcement cards, Dad just popped up and threw a rainbow on us. So, Pops is in here somewhere yelling at me 24/7. Yeah. Don't make me cry in the stream, right? What the heck? Anyway, so again, I was talking about this Insta360 thing real quick, and then I need to run upstairs because Spectrum is coming to put my gig fiber in. I am, again, absolutely 115.8% in love with this 360 camera. I tell you what, I'll probably buy more because they're incredible. But I went to get this, and I'll tell you why. When I was in Seattle, Ryan might still be in Seattle right now. I was shooting some stuff with my Insta360, and in Amazon Yogi, we're not allowed to say. Because I'm multi-streaming to Amazon, I'm not allowed to say. But I can put it in the link over here on YouTube. Amazon does frowns upon pricing. And I think the reason for that is, this is just my guess, is prices do change and fluctuate. So they don't want somebody mad because they heard it at one price and it was a different price. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand, but I'll put yes, they do. Yeah, everything on here is available on Amazon in order for me to put it into the stream. This thing is so amazing. I am so in love with it, by the way. Just super good. I've been trying to think of ways to use it for, like, my friend Dina, because she be doing kitchen cooking, whatever. Like, this would come off fantastic for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the old kitchen swag, showing, different shots, different angles and things. Super good. Okay, that's what I was trying to do. Oi. Sorry. All right, cool. So, this is made by a company called Best 360. And the reason why I like this, here's a guy that is a hardcore Insta360 user who happens to live in a place where he can get stuff made. And in this particular kit, again, it's in the carousel. So sorry, I can't get that. Yeah, Yogi Fish is also in my carousel. If you scroll the carousel, you'll see I have the X3 in there and I have the 1RS in there. This long version is the X3. I don't know why, but I just like this one better. They're both good. And this is the 1RS. The 1RS, you can get it with just the flat or with the flat. I mean, just with the 360, or in the case I got was known as a twin edition, it comes with both sides. Ooh, these magnets are just picking up stuff off my desk. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So what he did was here's a monopod, which is, I already used the 3-meter one, but here's a nice carbon fiber, strong as all get. Look, no flex zone. Carbon fiber, monopod type situation for your action cameras. Also would be good for people who are doing, phone oriented stuff, right? It's just kind of major right there. Okay, it came with a tripod, which, let me unbag this real quick. Yeah, that's known as the carousel, Yogi. That list of stuff underneath the video, it'll be everything that I talked about today. Normally, what I can do is pop them up on screen as I talked about them, but again, my phone app is frozen, so I can't do that. Here's what's dope about this tripod. This is a counterweight. When I was in Seattle, I don't know if you know much about Seattle, but when that wind kick up, it's like Hawaii wind. It blew my Insta360 over and scratched one of my lenses. So I was super mad, and my boy Brady told me about this 500-gram counterweight. This thing got some heft, right? Oh, look, it dented the desk thing. So this got some heft. So by placing this on the bottom of the best 360 monopod, number one, when you walking around in these here streets, it will give you some counterweight level stability, right? So when you have a camera up here on the top and you're flailing around, you'll get a little bit more stable by having this on the bottom. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day before we got gimbals, people used to just put weights on the bottom of a monopod to shoot, a video to make it more stable. So there's that. Now, with this legs that it came with, they spread out basically flat. Oh, you got to untwirl this piece here till it's like that, and then you can get flat. Let me move my wrist rest out the way for a temporary second. So now you can get this tripod low. I mean, get low to the window, right? So this guy can get low, and with the counterweight, you're not going to have your stuff blow over no more, Seattle. Thank you. Breaking my Insta360. And yeah, so now it's good. It's safe, right? It is a generic quarter 20 on the top and a 3/8 on the bottom, so I can adapt it to other things. They didn't have it at the moment, but I know the guy said they're going to start having the counterweight just as a separate utilitarian piece, which might be available for people. But having the counterweight really does make a difference so your stuff don't blow over. Like, even if you're just shooting an iPhone video, if the wind grabs that iPhone because it's a flat surface like that, the wind go like that, it's going to throw your phone backwards. So what you would want to do is set it up at an angle to where the back leg is going to stop it. Whichever direction the wind is blowing, face one of the back legs that way. Do not put the two back legs in the direction of the wind because that's assisting. You know what I'm saying? That makes it easy. You want the one leg back there because it can't go nowhere. You know what I mean? That's just your tripod in general. Anybody setting their tripod up outside, take your fangy and lick it and check the wind or look at the leaves or whatever and make sure that the back leg is where the wind is blowing. Also, the thing that I like to do is if I'm like this and I'm using a long lens, I make the lens match up to the front leg because it can't fall forward. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So it's in there. Boom. This is cool. This is the Best 360 Mono5 Carbon Fiber Edition. You can save a little coin if you don't need carbon fiber. Because I travel, I carbon fiber everything, right? This here is gangster, and it is so nicely built that I probably don't need to take my real deal travel tripod, but I'm going to take it anyway because my travel tripod is gangster. And unfortunately, this is out of stock right now. You can't get one, but this thing is dope, and it don't weigh nothing. It weighs like 1.1 kilograms, and it's carbon fiber is the move. So if you're buying these kind of things and you see them on Amazon, by all means, pick up, carbon fiber type game. It'll make your life a heck of a lot easier. Yes, the monopie is invisible on the 360. I forgot that part, K-Walk. One of the reasons why I like that guy, number one, he's a great channel. Follow him. It's called Best 360. I believe he's on both Amazon and the YT. But what's really cool is he lives in a place where the stuff that he needed for his 360 that didn't exist, he went and got it made. So really cool because he's coming from our perspective. And by our, I mean us kin folks who got like this Insta360. Let me just check something real quick. And yes, I am sorry, gang, that I couldn't show you all of the rest of what I wanted to show you because my carousel ain't working because my app froze. But if as Yogi Fish figured out, if you scroll to the bottom of the video here on Amazon Live, everything I talked about and a lot of my other suggestions are in here for it comes to the mobile content gear. Man, the stuff is getting so good. Like the stuff is getting so good nowadays. We don't have to struggle at all. This has been quite amazing, and I'm going to attempt to end this, but the problem we might have is with the app stuck, I don't know how I'm going to end it for real. So y'all got a chance to sneak in some questions real quick. I thank you for coming through. I'll do more of these Amazon things, but I'm going to restart this app, and hopefully I can get in so I can properly end the stream. If not, we're going to have us a whole different problem. But thank you guys for coming and kicking at us today. You can reach me. I'm like accessible all over the internets at DOCROCK, and I am very liberal with answering questions because I remember what it was like spending money on gear that was like whack because I thought I was doing something, and then I just don't want people to waste their time. I don't want people to waste their money, and I don't want people to get sold a bill of goods. I want you to have the best experience. Luckily, in my 45 years of doing this, I took all of the bad experiences for you. So if I can save you the headache in any way, shape, or form, I'm here. Just reach out to me. I'm down to help you in any way I can. There. It's working. I think it's working. Let me see. If I press that, does it bite? Nope. Return to the live stream. Uh-oh. We might have made it. We might have made it work. If I press this, does it jump to the Insta360 RS? It worked. Oh, man. See, all that, I could have relogged in a long time ago. My bad. I might have to redo this whole thing again properly without the technical difficulties. But, so Yoga Fish, if you look at the carousel right now, you'll see that's the twin kit. And I do love that because I like the fact that I can get a flat video when I want. The software on Insta360 does a fantastic job with making the video flat. The flat lens better just because of physicality. You have one friend that got out of jail and they talk different. Physicality. This is the Insta360 X3. That's the vertical joint. I can't say why. It's a personal opinion, but I like this form factor better. I feel like even though this is smaller in general, hold on, let me disconnect this real quick. even though outside of its little cage, it comes with this little cage, right? This is the one RS. Even outside of this little cage, it's smaller, right? If it's just in your pocket like this, it's much smaller. But for some reason, this in your pocket is less annoying. And maybe because our legs are used to having a phone in there, and this is about the size of an old phone, so you just don't notice it. It doesn't look weird if you didn't have the lens cover on. Yeah, it's just in your pocket. You just don't even pay it any attention. They do sell lens guards for these. If you get the 360, get the lens guards. I actually have them. They're in my suitcase already. I have them packed because I like to change them every before every important gig. I take off the old lens guards, put new lens guards. I like them just to be hella clean. I'm weird like that because I am going to use this content for business, so to speak, right? So this one is dope. No one gets me wrong. If you have one of these, this is the dopest camera. I'm absolutely in love with it. I bought the X3 and it was something about that form factor. It just has a different thing. It's kind of like, there's myriad types of hot sauces out there, but nothing just beats plain Jane Louisiana hot sauce. Something good about it. Even Tabasco is not as good as what we people that are melanin gifted, we have something just called Louisiana hot sauce. Nothing tastes better than that. It just don't. It just don't. And my melanated people, they know exactly what I'm speaking on. It's just plain Jane Louisiana hot sauce. Something tastes better about that than Tabasco. Don't know why. Maybe it's because we was born and raised on it. Anyway, so this camera's dope, but the one I put in the carousel, the X3, to me is my more favorite. I also have the X3 Power Stick. I might have it already packed in my suitcase. This basically is good it keeps the batteries charged because you connect the camera to it. And it goes invisible. And that thing that I was showing you earlier, that really, really long tripod stick, that was the 9-foot, aka 3-meter Insta360. Oh, yes, Yogi Fish. I was in Japan and I don't have the video right at my hands. I was in Japan and all you have to do is make sure that these are closed, the side doors, and you don't see any yellow, and right in the water. I was pulling it out of the water and sliding up the tempo, and them shots are incredible. If you haven't already bought one, Yogi Fish, buy one. Click my links. I'm joking. But then just look at the crazy stuff that you can create. And the reason why I got it is as a content creator, we have to create more content. And it's just, to me, how quick you create content with one of these is incredible. I did forget to show you guys this. So let me put this in the cell real quick. This came in handy when I was in Japan. I would put this bad boy on like this. It is a little challenging to get it to bite. All right, cool. So I would put this bad boy on like this. I just bought a gimbal too. It's funny that you say that because I just bought a gimbal too. And I find that the one thing that's really cool about the Insta360 is you kind of don't really need a gimbal. But I would use my gimbal for the stuff where I need to show up and the clients are expecting to see a gimbal. It's a thing. So anyway, you put this in here like this. And I like this because this is a little magnetic, right? It finds the hole, and you give it a twirl, and your camera's in there, right? So then you loosen this, and you just rock it like this. So this is also in the carousel. It's very inexpensive, but I love it because if you're doing something with your hands, like my friend Dina, she's doing cooking. If you could, roll something like this, and, if I'm doing something in the wood shop, I can have this on, and to take it off, just twirl it and then release the magnet. The magnet's a little tight, so it does take a little work, but it's super simple. It's super simple. The good news, Yogi Fish, is that they often run contests on their site for, good content, so you can get paid. And then, my Instagram Reels kind of have been paying for majority of this stuff. So, anyway, I just wanted to show y'all those couple things real quick since the carousel was working because they're just the stuff is good. Mobile content gear is so dope now, and iPhones and Androids shoot so well. If you got a Galaxy 21, 22, 23, iPhone 14 or 13 or 12, you got all you need to make amazing content now. You don't have to go all out and be like me with 50, 1100 cameras and whatnot. Like the new content gear is so easy now, bro. So easy. Anyway, thank you, folks. I will see you guys in the Flipskis. If you are on Amazon, please press the little follow me button so that we can keep it twisted. I'll give you the link again to the old Amazon channel just in case anybody hasn't been over there. Tanner, good to see you here, fam. It is amazing as always. And he came through with the chat. Thank you, Tanner. Appreciate you, brusky. Always, man, you've been doing good stuff with your new content that you've just been making. That has been fantastic. So big ups to Tanner right there. I appreciate you, fam. All right, people. I will see you guys in the backside. And thank you so much for coming through. As we say in my side of the world, aloha. Aloha. Appreciate you. Yoga Fish, thank you, bruh. Let me know if you have any questions. Hit me up. Find me in the DMs. I'm all over the place. You guys are fantastic. As we say in my side of the world, mahalo.